It is the Hot Hits with Nic and Loren. Who are you?
I am Ruel.
Yeah!
That was scary. I really went straight into that.
That's not how we do things, Nick. You threw me off too.
I
That was
know.
frightening.
Thought I'd change it up.
I liked it.
Not
That's
every
good.
day we get you in the building. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very happy to be here.
We're acting like we haven't been talking to you for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
already.
No. But this is, live, right?
Yeah, totally.
We
Yeah.
had to have some preamble first,
Yeah. Yeah.
off-air banter that can't be broadcast.
Exactly, yes.
But in the swing of things, man, I Can Die Now is everywhere. We're playing it
Yes.
every single night on the show.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you guys. Very kind.
Why did you start with this?
I wanted to come out the gates swinging. I wanted to come back with some energy, some stuff that would be fun to sing live and play live with the band. I feel like for this whole record that I've been writing, I've always found it hard to write up-tempo songs or just songs that had a bit of, oomph to them
Mm-hmm.
or even just a bit of fun. And I think this record, I kind of cracked that code and I was like, okay, this is probably the most intense in that sort of sense, like the most, I don't know, up tempo and a bit of fun that I could have written.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come out the gates on a good note.
You know what's weird though? You say you're not, one for the up tempo.
Yeah.
But when I think about everything you've put out, even if it is quite sad and
Yes.
painful and
Yeah.
yearning, it's still oddly joyful.
Yeah, I think I've tried to, at least lyrically, I think most things have been overly sad, but I think this song is just a pretty much straight up love song. Even though it's got quite a dark title,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of still trying to find a emotional way to say like a quite a positive message or I love you by saying I can die now.
Yeah.
I can die now because you love me back. Like now
Yeah.
I can literally die. I've completed life. So yeah,
That's more beautiful than just being like, cool, love
yeah.
you.
That's
love you,
Like,
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love ya.
Your music is so personal. Has there been a song for you that has been quite hard to write emotionally, but then super cathartic once it's out there and people have heard it?
Yeah, definitely to an extent. I'm pretty open book in the studio. Like I don't think things are hard for me to say. I overshare in every context to everyone and the people that I meet for the first time, especially in the studio. I'll meet a writer and I'll just tell them all my deepest, darkest secrets. So that I've never found them hard to write, but sometimes hard to listen to in hindsight. I feel like that's where I'm like, oh damn, I was really speaking some truth. And then so sometimes I like put out a song and I'm like, I really hope the person this is about doesn't know this is about them. Like that's where I get scared.
Have you ever had a follow-up text from someone being like, excuse me, is this about me?
Only people that have been wrong, which is like a really like cringy, like when a friend's like, I know this one was about me. And I'm like, nah, dude, like this ain't about you at all. Like no one ever gets it right. Like there's so many layers when you're writing a song. There's so many things you change as well about the truth. You're trying to make it like as poetic as possible. Life imitates art more than the other way. So,
Beautifully said. When you're going into these rooms, how do you just be an open book to these people that you've never met before? Because these arranged marriage, studios.
Yeah,
are
they're
a
like
strange
speed
concept.
dating in a way.
Yeah. Is it just like a rule you've got in your head that you're like, I don't care who this is, I don't care whether I fuck with them or not, I'm gonna bare my soul?
I think I've just been like that my whole life. I don't know. I think that's just a personality thing. I think even when I'm at dinner with a random person I've never met for something, like I'll end up just I just feel like I find it easy to tell people, a lot about me. And I think it's also a negative thing because no one wants to hear all the stuff,
I do.
Like oversharing can be a blessing and a curse. But no, I don't feel like it's something I need to prepare for. But I'm also only working with I feel like great people that I, suss out first. I always make sure that they're, got a good reputation. Like no one's just going to air out all my dirty laundry, or someone who's, just seems like a good time.
Yeah. You're not just taking cold DMs on Instagram
No.
from spammers.
Yeah. I've definitely had some like poor sessions where I've gone in and I've been like, oh, okay. Which maybe only once or twice. I'm like, this guy sucks. I'm not going to tell this guy anything.
Name names.
Okay, sure, yeah.
You have basically, especially the last few, you've grown up sort of in the public eye. Like you've just gone from strength to strength so quickly. How do you protect your peace and stay grounded when everything's moving so fast around you all the time?
I think trying to come back to Australia as much as possible. Like I live in LA now, but I feel like every 4 months I try to come back for a couple weeks and just, stay back at home with my parents, or my sisters, I think, all my friends as well. Just like all the people that I grew up with. That's the best reason. And I genuinely miss it so much. So I feel like yeah, it kind of comes hand in hand. But I don't know. I just try to. All my hobbies are very much non-related to music as well. I try to like use my brain in the opposite ways. Every time I finish a session, I'll either go like, I've got these random like apps where I can play like pickup basketball with complete strangers, and they're all just like random accountants and people in LA that I'll just like hang out with, and those would be like people that I hang out for most of the time outside of the studio, and that stuff kind of brings you down to earth.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that sort of stuff I feel like helps me stay sane.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you're living in LA as an Australian artist,
Yeah.
I think it can frustrate me sometimes that I feel like to be properly successful, you can't base yourself out of Melbourne forever. You can't base yourself out of Australia forever. And that's something that I wish would change, but it hasn't. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like I've always thought that as well, but it's weird. It's like trying to figure out at what point, like how successful do you have to get before you can move back as well as another thing. It's like, do you have the freedom not to? But then people tell you if things are going great, you got to capitalize that and stay in LA, stay in the limelight. But I mean, I look at artists like, I don't know, I feel like Troye Sivan, for example, I remember talking to him, like he tends to like chase the summers where he does like summer in America and summer here. I don't know how much you can actually, stick to that when you've got things on. But I don't know, Kevin Parker as well, he lives in Perth. It's like all these massive artists, I feel like end up coming back. But I feel like all of them probably did, 5-year stints in LA at some point, like without much break, which I feel like I'm in the middle of right now.
Right.
But yeah, it all depends. I think obviously there's so many artists that live in Australia that are still doing really, really well. But I think when you're trying to break out of the States and you've got a US label and, all your collaborators are in America, it's like, it's kind of silly not to be there.
Yeah.
It's all circumstantial there. Yeah.
Exactly. What would you like your fans to know about what is to come on this date, on this very date?
What
are you allowed to tell them?
I don't know. I think it's hard. It's strange. I get that question, I feel like, a lot. And each time I've never thought about the answer of like, what do I want my fans to know about this record? I think for every record I put out, I just want them to know that this is my most honest work yet, and I'm trying to just get better and try to articulate myself and who I am better and more poetically, I suppose. And I think that's all I want from each record, is people to feel something about that. And no matter what it is, if you can't relate to the songs or if you do, just like, I just want someone to feel something. And yeah, with this record in particular, it's like I said, I think it's a lot more honest in the way that my last album I put out, Fourth Wall, was a bunch of like sad breakup songs. And, I've been in a happy relationship for the past like 5 years, so I don't know where I was getting into that from. Like, I think I was kind of just writing from the perspective of other people in a way, or movies and stuff, which I was talking about a lot. But this record, there's far more, I guess, love songs, but I still try to say them in, my own way, which is, like I Can Die Now. Like a sad way of saying I love you, I suppose. But yeah, there's definitely other songs on there that aren't, all happy and all about me having a great time, because no one wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear an artist talk about how great their life is.
But I do like to see it from you, though, and I think there is something about the way that you've carried yourself. Like I listened to your interview with Owen Thiel, which was amazing.
Thank you.
And a whole new light of you. And like I feel like in the last year or so, you've let a lot more. You've chilled out and like let a lot more of yourself out there. I think really see that.
I think that's also just the product of me just getting older and becoming an adult now and feeling more comfortable in these conversations. Like I used to not talk about anything about my life. Like when I was a kid, I was so scared of talking about my relationships or like on, in the public, or even just posting things or whatever, like, and being myself on air or to people in interviews. But yeah, now I just like, I'm far more certain of like who I want to be and how I want to be seen. So it's a lot easier to do that. Yeah. But this record I think is just another kind of product of that.
I love that. You're in a really good place, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How old are you now?
I'm 22.
Jesus Christ.
That is, wow, you have achieved.
That's an old man.
Okay.
I've been in this industry for 10 years.
That's insane that you're so young, and the success you've had. You make me sick with your success.
Disgusting. I still remember Michelle Grace Honda sending me Golden Years when you were 14 when that came out, right?
Wow, yeah. The best.
And just being
Michelle,
like, you're going to like this.
Shut up.
And look at you now.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Crazy shit.
It's funny. I haven't even put out that many songs though. It's like now thinking about it since Golden Years. Like it hasn't been that crazy. I got to start putting out more music. That's what I mean. Anyway.
Well, we'll leave it there then.
All right.
On that interesting note,
Yeah.
Ruel, we adore you. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming in.
Thank
We
you guys
appreciate
so
it.
much. It was great to see you.
You too.